True. Yeah. And so next question I have, how you keep your team members motivated?
Mhm. Yeah. Well, that's a super important question, really. And it applies to all levels of management. And I have a few points, solution to that. One is that you have to write your goals in objectives and key results format. And it is not something that is just a checklist item. It is because writing an objective at a higher level that, I want to, improve the performance of something by a certain percentage. I want to acquire a number of customers, as many customers, 5x of the customer, whatever, like the metric you may use. Now, below that, you have to write the key results that are going to make you achieve that objective. And if everybody in your team is aligned with or able to understand the objectives and key results, they're going to able to break it down further and have a plan to execute on it and then actually achieve that objective, and in fact in some cases beat that. So having objectives and key results give them clarity. It gives them a view of the future, where we are headed. And that's really part of translating from your roadmap, translating from your vision of what you want to achieve. So having clarity is extremely important. And I want to add a point here as well, that you might have heard that that people leave their job because of one or more of these three reasons. One is they don't like their manager they feel is not compatible with their needs. Second is that they're not getting enough money, or they feel like they can make more money, right? That's the money is another reason. Third reason, often underlooked, and it's extremely important, is that when the work is not exciting enough, or they feel like they're not learning new things. And I have changed my job because of that as well in the futures, in the past, I'm sorry. And so that's the point I want to try to make sure that folks understand, that if they're given enough clarity about their work, about their expectations, then they tend to pay a lot of attention to that. That's number one thing, which is setting objectives and key results. And the second item is you have to celebrate small successes as well. Which is somebody does a performance improvement of 20%, not a huge amount. You got to celebrate that. You have to make sure that is visible to everybody in the stakeholders list, that hey, this is something we have made. It has two or three different advantages. One is it shows incremental value your product is adding. You're gradually, marginally even growing the something and making something better. And that's like on the objectively the product. But what's most important about this is it helps the person, the individual who has done this, fixed a bug, or you add this performance enhancement, get that pat on the back that does not give them any extra money, but they feel like their effort is getting acknowledged, even when it is not that significant in their own minds. So celebrating small successes, whether they're individual or whether they're team success, it has to be done as well. Okay.
Mm. Okay.
So that's the second one. And third is that you have to reward people. If somebody does a good job, somebody does build something that becomes the next $1 billion product in the future, you have to reward such employees. You cannot take things for granted that yeah, he's a senior SD, he is supposed to do this. Yes, they are supposed to do this, they're supposed to solve bigger, harder problems, but something that has a real direct impact on the customers and the revenues of the company, you have to make sure that you're rewarding such employees. And rewards could be in the form of you know money, obviously, spot bonuses, good reviews, differentiating compensation basically for them. And so these are the things that will keep your team motivated. And when one person sees that the other person has gotten some rewards because of certain thing they've done, it will motivate them as well to do similar things.
Mm. Mm. Yeah, no, I think these are pretty good points you mentioned. And celebrating the small successes, that's where I think we fail often, because as a manager, and because of the speed, the pace of things changing around us is so much, that we just focus on what's not working and fixing that, and generally we ignore our small successes and don't celebrate them. Yeah, I think these are important points.